I told y'all, man. Did I not tell you that Donald Trump was not going to be going anywhere? Donald Trump is too powerful. And not only that, he was placed in the position that you gotta remember when the elections came around between Donald Trump and Hillary won in numbers by a landslide. But the Electoral College still put Donald Trump in the presidency. That was the first time I actually looked at the voting process and how the president is selected. And I said to myself that the people, their votes are only to make them feel as if they are a part of the process. But ultimately, the president is chosen by not the people, but a room full of suits that control this whole picture. Hey, today's news on BrainFLoTv. Welcome back, everybody. Donald Trump has been acquitted by the Senate in this impeachment trial. I said it before. I said he wasn't going anywhere. So I don't know why people are all surprised. I guess there are a lot of people that were hoping that he would have gone somewhere. But I told you, his job is not finished yet. And I'm going to make a brave prediction. And that prediction is that he will be president again. So for those of you who didn't like his first 4 years of presidency and you were hoping that he would be impeached and he would not be able to run for president again, you're going to have to buckle up for the ride, baby, because you got 4 more years of Trump coming up. All right. Now check it out. President Donald Trump has been cleared of his impeachment trial, ending a congressional bid to oust him from office that bitterly divided the U.S. The Senate, run by the president's fellow Republicans, voted to acquit him 52-48 on charges of abuse of power and 53-47 on obstruction of Congress. Those were his two charges. Charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. And, of course, the Senate, which is run by the president's fellow Republicans. Once we knew that that's who it was going to come down to, we already knew that he was not going anywhere, right? Now, Democrats charged Mr. Trump in December with pressuring Ukraine to smear a potential White House rival. In November, Mr. Trump will be the first impeached president to go for elections. And like I said, it is my brave and bold prediction that Donald Trump will be president again for another 4 years. In its historic vote on Wednesday, the Senate decided not to remove America's 45th president from office on charges arising from his dealings with Ukraine. If convicted on either charge, Donald Trump would have had to turn over his office to Vice President Mike Pence if he was convicted on either of those charges. The Democratic-led House of Representatives approved the article of impeachment on December 18th. Remember that? And then we took Christmas break and all that other stuff and then went for New Year's and whatever. And then the trial resumed in January, and now he is found not guilty and has been acquitted. How did President Trump react? Well, in fine Trump style, baby. Mr. Trump, who is seeking a second term in the November 3rd elections coming up, always denied any wrongdoing. His re-election campaign said in a statement that President Trump has been totally vindicated and it's now time to get back to business and the business of the American people, making America great again. He said that the do-nothing Democrats, they know they can't beat him, so they had to impeach him. It said this terrible ordeal and this nonsense was merely a Democratic campaign tactic. The statement added, this impeachment hoax will go down as the worst miscalculation in American political history. Mr. Trump, whose personal approval rating with American voters hit a personal best of 49% this week, according to the Gallup polls, tweeted that he would speak on Thursday about the case, and don't expect anything other than Donald Trump to be himself, brash, cocky, overly confident, and just plain old Donald. So, how did the whole impeachment play out? Well, Mitt Romney of Utah, he was the only Republican senator to cross the aisle and convict Mr. Trump on the first charge of abuse of power. It's safe to say that Mitt Romney is toast. We'll talk about that some other time. So, despite Democratic hopes, two other moderate Republicans, Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, they did not join Mr. Romney in voting to convict the president. Some Republican senators criticized Mr. Trump's behavior in recent days, but they said that it did not rise to the level of impeachment. Three centrist Democratic senators from Republicans had hoped would side with them, instead voted to convict Mr. Trump. They were Kristen Sinema of Arizona, Joe Manchin of... Listen, let's stop calling all these names, okay? Trump was accused, so the impeachment charges focused on Mr. Trump's request that Kyiv announce a corruption investigation into Joe Biden, a Democratic White House candidate, and his son, Hunter Biden. Mr. Trump has argued that the younger Biden had improperly held a board position with a Ukrainian natural gas firm while his father was U.S. Vice President and in charge of American-Ukrainian relations. Democrats accuse Mr. Trump of abusing his power by withholding $391 million in security aid to Ukraine's president, into digging up dirt, and he used it to bribe Ukraine's president into digging up dirt on the Bidens. They also charged Mr. Trump with obstruction of Congress after the White House blocked testimony and documents that were sought by the House impeachment investigator. The impeachment inquiry stemmed from Mr. Trump's phone call on July 25th, actually this year, in which he asked Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky to, hey, Zelensky, do us a favor. That was July 25th of 2019. And on the phone call, Trump could be heard saying, do us a favor. Following a complaint from an anonymous government whistleblower, Democrats launched their investigation in September, compiling a 28,000-page report. Okay, man. Listen, how did the Democrats react? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she said that Mr. Trump remains an ongoing threat to American democracy and that Senate Republicans has normalized lawlessness. Senate Democrat leader Chuck Schumer said that there will always be a giant asterisk next to the president's acquittal. No doubt, the president will boast he received total exoneration, said the New York senator, but we all know better. They're basically saying that it was because of his obstructions that he was able to beat this impeachment. And also because of threats that were made to fellow Republicans. I'll destroy you for life. You better not vote against me. Just remember, I'm already a billionaire without even being a president. I'm in the billionaires club. Try me. And they're saying that people were actually really scared, so they actually voted for him to not be impeached. So, Senator Republican leader Mitch McConnell said that the entire case against Mr. Trump had been a circus and a colossal political mistake. Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, she said that the proceedings were a sham designed to destroy a presidency. Mr. Romney, the 2012 Republican presidential nominee, he choked up on the Senate floor as he explained his decision to convict the president. He said that Mr. Trump had been guilty of an appalling abuse of public trust, and a flagrant assault on our electoral rights, our national security, and our fundamental values. Well, is this the end of the matter? Mr. Trump has probably not heard the last of the Ukraine investigation. Jerry Nadler, the Democratic chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, said on Wednesday the chamber would likely issue a subpoena to Mr. Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. Senate Republicans ultimately declined to seek Mr. Bolton's testimony during the president's impeachment trial, provoking uproar, of course, from the Democrats. A manuscript of the forthcoming Bolton memoir reportedly alleges that Mr. Trump told his former national security advisor to help him pressure Ukraine. With that said, I will say it like this. Donald Trump is not going anywhere. And he's not going anywhere because he is not guilty. He is not going anywhere because he was put in that position to accomplish certain things, and his job is not yet done. Again, my prediction, look forward to another 4 years of Donald Trump being your president of the United States of America. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me, did you think that he was going to be removed from office? Did you think, and do you think, that he is actually going to be a 4-year only president and he will lose in the next election coming up? And if you say yes, he is going to lose, name the candidate that the Republicans have, name the candidate that the Democrats have that is strong enough to go up against Donald Trump and win the upcoming election. It's BrainFLoTv, man. You know, we dabble in a little bit of politics, a little bit of sports and entertainment and all that stuff. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Remember, we are neither Republican or Democrat. We are for the people. I'm out. Peace.